watching and welcome to Past Physiology Review of Topic 2. This video will cover the different forms of cartilage, comparing hyaline, elastic, and fibrocartilage in the body. We've got the study guide in front of you here. We've already talked about, if you watch these videos in order, okay, at least we've covered fascia. Now we're going to be looking at the table on different types of cartilage, where we compare the name, okay, what cartilage and its matrix configuration, the fibers found in it, coverings or no coverings, and locations in the body. Hyaline cartilage is going to be your typical, most common cartilage. It is the strongest cartilage. The ground substance is going to be a firm, hydrated gel with lots of proteoglycans and glycoproteins. Firm is going to be the key word there. Chondronectin is going to be a glycoprotein that is found in there in hyaline cartilage, and it binds chondrocytes to the matrix. So chondrocytes are cartilage cells. So that's just what chondronectin. Remember that we've talked about as glycoproteins go. Glycoprotein means glucoprotein. They're sticky little protein, formations. And nectin sounds like nectar. And nectar is like sugar water, okay? Basically, if it's sugar and water and nectar and a flower, and so that would be sticky. So think chondrocartilage, nectin sticky. Cartilage sticky. What's sticky? Glucoprotein. So maybe you have to guess that on a test. We don't have to guess it because you know it now. So chondronectin is a glycoprotein found in cartilage, and if she makes you choose between, go for hyaline cartilage. Now, what type of fibers will you find in hyaline cartilage? Type 2. And the way that I always remembered this was that the 2, okay, Roman numeral 2, I'm going to kind of draw with my little mouse cursor here. 2 involves 2 vertical lines, okay, and that almost looks like a capital H if you just connect them with a crossbar, okay? So type 2, in your mind, you just look at this deal. Let's just do it right now, actually. I think I can mark this up. Get a pen and watch this. Bada bing. Draw the crossbar and you've got yourself an H. Hyaline cartilage type 2 collagen is going to be the predominant fiber type in it. There will be others too, okay? There will be other types of fibers, but you're probably only going to have to know the most common fiber type. Type 2, hyaline cartilage. Look, capital H looks like Roman numeral 2. So coverings, okay? It has a perichondrium everywhere except when it's found in a joint or a growth plate. Like right here, and here, and here. Okay, so you got to know this, that hyaline cartilage will have a covering called a perichondrium, peri around the cartilage, which provides it with nutrients because it doesn't have direct blood supply to it. So the perichondrium covering is going to have blood vessels flowing through it, and then those blood vessels in the perichondrium will feed that hyaline cartilage. So that's why I put think burrito. Okay, you eat with the burrito. The covering has the blood supply for the nutrients, okay, to the cartilage. Cartilage in general does not have very good blood supply, okay? So blood supply will come from the surrounding layer, okay, around the perichondrium. But hyaline cartilage is going to be naked, as in no covering. It's going to be naked at the joints and growth plates, epiphyseal plates, epiplates, okay? So growth plates, if you're not real familiar with anatomy, your long bones have a part at each end of them where cartilage grows and then turns into bone, And basically, when you're a child and all the way up through puberty at some time in your teens, or maybe even if you're a male, maybe even into your early 20s. But this process keeps happening where in your long bones at both ends, you've got a little plate of cartilage that just grows and grows and grows cartilage cells all the time. And as those cartilage cells grow, they move outward and turn into bone because they get filled in with calcium, basically. Okay. So obviously, if it's within a bone, there won't be a covering around it, okay, because it's smashed between a bunch of bone. And in a joint, uh, basically the nutrition is going to be coming from the synovial fluid around, and then the vessels in the bone will be supplying nutrition to those growth plate cartilage formations as well. Okay, so that's what I put in here. So where are cartilage? Where is hyaline cartilage found in the body? A lot of places. Okay, your nose, your joints, your ribs, your trachea, bronchi, and your larynx, but your larynx has a couple different types of things in it. It's all over the place, okay? It's in your growth plates, it's in your joints. Those are big ones. Where it is found in the epiphyseal plates or the growth plates, it creates this process that I described in a nutshell. That is called endochondral bone formation, okay? So in cartilage bone formation, okay? And hyaline cartilage, its thing is strength, okay? So that's why I put that in red right here. Now going down, the next row is about elastic cartilage, which is still, somewhat rigid, but just a lot more flexible. And its ground substance will be pretty similar to hyaline cartilage. I don't think that's going to be really a question that you'll get asked, because if it's similar, she'll probably ignore it. What is it going to have for fibers? Well, elastic fibers would make sense if it's elastic cartilage. And it's not going to have a whole bunch of type 2, because type 2 is a fibrillar collagen, fat 1, 2, 3, okay, type 1, 2, and 3 collagens. They're pretty tough. Elastic's real flexible, and so, elastic fibers and elastic cartilage. Pretty straightforward. It will have a perichondrium to provide it with nutrients, because the perichondrium has the blood vessels, okay, which feeds nutrients to the cartilage itself. Cartilage does not have its own blood supply. Where is it found? Well, anywhere where you got a flexible structure. Okay, flexible structure is the name of the game for elastic cartilage. It's found in your ear, your auricle, and your epiglottis. And the corniculate and cuneiform cartilages of the larynx. Okay, just remember CC larynx, and you'll probably get that right. And also the auditory tube, connecting your ear to your ear hole to your nose hole, basically. Okay. Lastly, we've got fibrocartilage. I just left it with a dash here. So fibrocartilage is it's like a sponge. Okay, so it's the least rigid. Okay, but it still has fibrillar collagen in it. It has type 1 collagen. So don't let the function of it kind of throw you off with the whole like tough collagen being in it. It's the least rigid. It's the most flexible because it's built kind of like a sponge. Okay, it's got lots of kind of empty space. So the ground substance will have a lot less proteoglycans, which means that it has less sulfated gags in it, because sulfated gags form proteoglycan complexes. Okay, it has less proteoglycans, so therefore it is a less hydrated type of ground substance. It has less water bound up into it, so it has a water bed that is not as full. To say to kind of give you a reference there. So fibrocartilage has type 1 fibers. It will never ever have a covering around it. It's like a sponge. It's just a sponge, and a sponge is never going to have a covering around it, because I don't know why, for no reason, but it's just a sponge. And where is it found? It is going to be found in places like the intervertebral discs.
A spinal disc consists of two main parts, the jelly-like nucleus pulposus in the disc center, and the outermost layers, collectively called the annulus fibrosus. These two components facilitate the spine's movement and provide support for the vertebrae.
The pubic symphysis and some other articular discs in the body, random places like one between your ulna and your carpal bones and your wrist. Okay, there's some different places where you could find this, but it forms these little discs. It's like a spongy little disc, and if you've never seen it, look at a picture of a pubic symphysis, and it's where your pubic rami, your pubic bones in the front join together. There's a little disc right there. Okay, and so all this is just a little spongy disc connecting different joints in your body, and it resists compressive forces. So it's like a sponge, and it gets squished and kind of allows the bones to kind of press against each other, but with a little bit of resistance. Okay, so what does it do? The big thing is that it resists compression and some tension too, but especially compression. Okay, so in red is kind of the main idea of each one. Be able to off a multiple choice or something, be able to recall and choose the most common fiber type. For sure know this one, you guys. Type 2 collagen is going to be associated with hyaline cartilage, and the upright vertical lines of the Roman numeral 2 and the H is a kind of a no-brainer thing to help get you there. And also be able to keep straight where you're going to have perichondrium covering and where you're not going to have it. Never going to have it in a joint. You're never going to have it in an epiphyseal plate in bone. Okay, and you're never going to have it in an articular disc / symphysis location with fibrocartilage.